Hey guys, so I'm quite into astrology, and when it comes to astrology, it's like some people say, oh, I'm a Sagittarius or whatever, but that's actually only one tiny aspect of the whole like astrological chart that you would have. Um, and even when you do get a proper chart, which is called a natal chart, you're given all these all these different signs, your moon sign, your rising, your different planet, and you have like I don't know, like 18 different signs at a given point. You're like, okay, then am I still a Sagittarius? Am I still a blah, blah, blah? And, I always found that confusing. And with each sign, there's a ruling planet and a ruling house, which also dictates your behavior differently as well. So it's quite a confusing experience. Whereas what I found is like, there's this website that if you enter your data in, it kind of tells you what your dominant signs and planets are, so then it kind of gives you a better overview that if you collate all your signs together, which ones are the most dominant, and it gives you your dominant signs, it ranks them, your dominant planets, and also your dominant elements, and whether you're fixed, cardinal, mutable, but that's another little thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys so that because I really like using this system, like because I'm not super like expert at astrology or anything, but if I use this, and it feels like you get a better overview of like what's in you, rather than just going by your sun sign, which is the default sign that most people have. So to get your dominant thing, this site is called astro.com. I'll put a link in the description for you. You go into like free horoscopes and extended chart selection, and then hopefully it'll bring you to this page, or just get into this page somehow. You enter your details that you normally would for a natal chart. So yeah, you gotta make sure you know what time you were born, which I think some people don't. And you go into here, you click on the Poland/astrology tab, then you go into simple chart delineation by Walter Poland, whoever that is. Thank you, Walter. And then you'll get this whole like list of things, and you scroll the way down, and you'll find your your dominant. So as you can see, for me, I'm dominant mostly in Jupiter for my planet, and I'm most dominant in Sagittarius for my sign, and then my element I'm most dominant in is fire. Another person that I read somewhere in another blog post is like, they said that you don't necessarily need to look into the dominant signs, but you look into your dominant element and your dominant mode. So for me, my dominant element is fire, and my dominant mode is mutable. So then you look up what is the mutable fire sign, and then which is in my case still Sagittarius, since I'm quite Sagittarius heavy. So that's another way. I mean, I'm still experimenting with this whole astrology thing, so I don't know super much about it, but yeah, this is something I've been using that I find is quite helpful. So yeah, if you're curious about your dominant sign and your dominant planets, then yeah, give it a shot. And yeah, oh, and like what I find is useful is to like subscribe to astrology like Insta meme pages, and that gives you a really kind of like a funny way to learn more about the characteristics of every sign, and it's almost like learning a different personality or a different archetype. Which I find really interesting. So yeah, astrology is fun, and I hope you guys have fun with this little method.